Hello, this is Catherine Ravelry, the Answer Lady. You may know me as a knitter, but I am also a master gardener and author of the book Herbs, the Answer Lady Tells All, which I wrote after working many years in an answer booth at an herbal fair. And I still just love herbs and gardening. This year I decided to try starting my seeds for the very first time in coconut fiber, which is also called coir. I do hope I'm saying it right, but it's a new word to me. The advantages are supposed to be the fiber is very compact for shipping, but enlarges greatly when you add water. It's also very sterile, and the use of coconut fiber is much more renewable than the use of the peat that is traditional, and peat bogs appear to be endangered. Also, coconut fiber is more naturally neutral in pH. I don't think that it has a lot of nutrients. We'll have to add nutrients, but it has wonderful root development properties, so I have read. This is going to be the year I find out for myself. So I just ordered this wonderful big block from a wonderful eBay seller. This whole big hunk was about $20. It all comes in one big hunk, not as convenient as little bricks, but such a good deal that I was willing to use a kitchen knife to hack some out and put it into a bowl and watch the water expand it. My goodness, it really is amazing to watch. Even after I walk away to get my wooden spoon to stir it, it keeps on absorbing the water, and you can watch it fluff up and expand even a little bit more. After I play with it and feel it, I've decided that it needs a little bit more moisture to be ideal for starting seeds. The rule of thumb that I have learned as a master gardener, and I tend to agree with, is that the medium should feel very moist. And if you squeeze it hard, you should be able to squeeze a little bit of water out of it, but it shouldn't be soppy or soaking wet to start your seeds. So I'm adding a little bit of water and stirring it all up, and then I'll start my seeds. The first thing I'm going to plant in a homemade pot, recycling a root beer can. This cuts easily with just kitchen shears, the kind of utility shears you can even get at the dollar store. And then I poke a hole in the raised area of the bottom of it just by pressing down with the shears. Oops, there's a little root beer left and I have to pour that out. Then I can fill it with coir. What I'm planting in this is century plant seeds. I have admired them for years, and lately they've become available to home gardeners. And in my area, they will survive the winter. So I'm excited to see how these work. A couple of really important things to know about seed starting. First of all, you don't want to bury most seeds too deeply, and it is a common mistake to overdo it. So I'm just putting a little sprinkling on top of these seeds and then pressing down. The second is it takes an enormous amount of natural light if you're going to use natural light as your only light source. I am putting these right next to a huge, completely unshaded south-facing window. That means I probably should protect them from nighttime chills by putting a cover or a blanket over them, but it does mean they'll get enough light. Even so, it's a good idea for me to rotate these plants as soon as the seedlings come up so they don't lean towards the light, which is an almost universal tendency. The second batch of seeds I'm starting today are some Thai hot peppers. These are the ones that you might have had in some Chinese food if you order kung pao or something like that. They are super hot. These were saved from a friend's garden, and the seeds, when I open them up, look good. The peppers are dried. They dried on the vine, which is okay as long as you check to make sure the seeds are healthy. But these are plump and yellow, and I don't see any mold on them. It would be a bad sign if they were black or dingy or moldy or shriveled looking or brown, but they're not. They look fine. So I'm going to go ahead with it. Thai hots, for the most part, are open pollinated seeds. There are a couple of improved hybrids, but I believe hers were open pollinated, so they should come back from the seed the same as hers did. The book you see featured here is mine and is available on my website and on